Hello, I will be doing my presentation on the Multiflora Rose. Now, you may ask, what is a multiflower rose? Well, a multiflower rose is an exotic invasive perennial shrub. Where and when did the multiflower originate? The multiflower originated in Asia from Japan, China, and the Korean areas. And they were introduced in the United States in the 1800s. They were used because they were readily available and they were also very easy to plant. For ornamental gardens. Why multiflower roses were introduced? In the 1930s, it was widely planted in the Midwest and the northeastern United States because they were used for erosion control, and they were also used for natural barriers for roaming animals, pretty much like live fencing for livestock and even really humans. But we had this for soil control because we had a lot of water erosion going on, and the USDA figured if we planted these, we could control it a little better. What kind of habitats does the multiflower rose like to thrive in? Its native habitat for the rose multiflower, which is its scientific name, occurs in thick shrubs, slopes, and riversides from 300 to 2,000 meters above sea level. It seemingly does very well on steep hillsides, which I know from personal experience because in our timber, we have a lot of these. What are their invasive traits? They're invasive because they have high seed production and they're very good seed availability. Some seeds in the right soil can live for 10 to 20 years in the right conditions. They're vectors. Seeds are dispersed very easily by birds and other animals, and they can often travel a great distance. But why they are usually found in such thick and dense groups is because most seeds of the multiflower rose fall right from the bush and are planted pretty much right next to where the original plant originated. And there are not a lot of predators in our world that do kill these naturally. So there's not a lot of bugs or diseases that go around getting rid of these without human intervention. What are their ethological threats? The multiflora rose is an impenetrable thick in pastures, fields, and forest edges. It restricts human and livestock and wildlife movement and displaces natural vegetation. The multiflora rose really doesn't allow a lot of animals, humans, really anything to get through it. So they limit where wildlife can go and even humans, and they also do consume a lot of the vegetation in the surrounding areas. How do we control the spread of multiflora rose bushes? Well, when they're very young, if you can, you pull them up by hand and try and get the whole root out of them. But as they do get thicker and grow more dense, we can dig them out with shovels or still try and pull them by hands. But when they get really bad, we can see this picture here with the skid loader. We actually have to come in with mowers and mow them down, and then we usually have to dig roots out. Because they spread so easily, this is really the only way that we can get rid of them. And really, this is the only thing that we have that controls the spread and the growth of multiflora rose bushes. What are the biological controls? Like I already stated, there are none at this moment. There's nothing really in nature that is a predator to this. So there's nothing naturally that is in the world that really kills these. Why I'm interested in learning so much about multiflora rose bushes is because where I'm from, we have a timber that we either hunt for deer or turkey or hunt for mushrooms like morels. And when we go out there, we have these all over the place. We have them on all the hillsides, on all the trails, and they are kind of a pain because they do make a mess of everything. They're very hard to maintain because of how fast they spread. They just make things very, very much a pain to make any maintenance or anything. And they do stick to you very easily if you brush against them. Their thorns stick into your clothes. They also stick into your skin and will draw blood. I do know of one thing that a local person does around here to try and control these. They're called the Goats on the Go Farm. You can look them up on Facebook. They're goats that they bring around to you. They bring their own little pen and pasture, and they come in, and goats actually do eat these, which kind of amazes me. But if you need to get rid of multiflora rose bushes, it sounds goofy, but goats actually really eat these. They eat a lot of it actually, and they are a very good predator and something that you can do to get rid of them. I just find them so fascinating because no matter what we seem to do, we can never get rid of them. They always are constantly multiplying, and they just make things kind of a pain to deal with. It sucks. They don't look very nice. They take away vegetation. They're all around just kind of a pain to deal with. That is the end of my presentation on multiflora rose bushes. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you very much for listening.